What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to talk about what is a polyworker, or someone who has multiple incomes. So polyemployment is becoming a thing. So, and a lot of business actually hate polyemployment. I don't know why. Because whenever I ran my 7-figure company, 8-figure company, I loved it whenever my employees were poly workers or poly employment. The, the main reason why I liked it so much because it gave them more freedom. Because after the 9 to 5, it's their time. They did their 8 hours, they can do whatever they want after work. And some of the things about the poly workers that I really liked, I'll go more in depth in this video. So let's go into detail. More and more newscasts are coming out and talking about this, and they're saying good and bad. Well, what's my perspective from it as a business owner? And I always had multiple stream of income. So what is it? So a poly worker is here that helps relieve the stress of a single family income. And it's always been around for a long time. You know, the family that had a single mother that worked 2 or 3 jobs to support a family. That's a poly worker. That hasn't changed throughout the year. Now the difference is it's easier to become a poly worker. And because a poly worker doesn't mean that you are not doing 2 full-time jobs. What I'm talking about for a poly worker that actually be successful is someone who works a 9 to 5 and has a personal branding type of deal. What do I mean by personal branding? They either have YouTube, they write books, they sell things, they sell product, so that it can help with their job security. Because why is polyworking so popular now? Because it increased income and job security. It's just common sense. Why wouldn't you want your employees happier when they work with you? Now, because you're not going to be able to give them the job salary that they really, really want. Trust me, I tried it. It doesn't make sense. You can't make everyone happy. Some people want to make, you know, 300,000 but be a warehouse worker. Financially, as a business owner, that doesn't make sense. So let's go into this polywork and how it helps with job security. So it helps by, let's say they have a side income of $10,000-$20,000 on selling product on eBay, selling product on Etsy. Well, that relieves them from worrying about getting these raises at work. So it's a great thing. The reason why I liked it so much was it gave them job security, because if my company go bankrupt or go bottom up, I could best way to put it, I could relax knowing that they have some sort of income while they file for unemployment. Now, the other reason why I really like it, because it helps them build new skills and grow their professional um, skills and professional life. So what I mean by this? Well, they take selling, if they're a salesperson, they learn more about sales. They learn the ins and out, so they'll become a better salesperson. Because some people are in sales, only knows how to talk to customer, appease them, but they don't know the back end stuff, like how long it takes to get a product, how long it takes to develop a product. And whenever you talk to a customer and you have more insight, it makes you a better salesperson. So it makes you engage in a different type of work and allows for better development of diverse skills. This is why I actually like polyworkers or polyemployer because they have a couple skill set, not just one, and they're better equipped for career advancement. And the next one reason why I really like it is because personal fulfillment reduced job burnout. With this fulfillment of their having a side hustle, side business, their dream of being able to retire or is faster. Their dream of being quit their 9 to 5 will be moving along faster, and it's just a good deal because then they're looking at you not as a retirement or relying on just the income they're getting from the 9 to 5. And the other reason why I really like the poly workers is network opportunity. They're not going to be able to network if they work the typical 9 to 5 as much as the poly workers can, because they'll go out to events, meet people, meet other companies. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, but most time it's really good because then they get help bring detailed information back to the company, maybe get us better deals on equipment, better services, and that's why it's good to network. Well, not everyone will network, but if they're a poly worker, it helps them to network professionally and it benefit the future career and opportunity and collaboration with the company and with other companies. The other reason why is the employer get more automated and flexibility. So they're more willing to flex their schedule for you if you need them work overtime and you've been helping them out with their business and allowing them to do their side job or their side hustles. I'm not telling they have a full-blown job, but as long as you allow them to balance it properly, they're more likely not going to leave your company, and two, they'd be more willing to work with you with their work-life balance because it's about prioritizing what they can get. Now, how companies benefit from polyworking? So it may sound like employers are cheating on their primary employer. Don't take offense to it if you have a company and someone has a secondary job or side income. It's not that they need extra money or they just have a skill set that they're improving on. Now, diversity skill set, employers who, that's a big benefit to employers. And I'm speaking as a employer myself that you get a lot of diverse skill set. I made almost every single person in my company try to sell items. Why? Because it diversified their skill set, and then when they get home, if they have a passion for selling stuff or innovating, they can work on it on the side, and the innovation exposure to a different industry is the next one. Because let's say they're very into gaming, they're very into finance, it's an innovation that helps them grow. And it helps me because then they learn how to look at books and it gives me a different problem solving method in the company because they're learning a different skill set. It also increased employee motivation and satisfaction and retention. You know how hard it's to find a company nowadays that let you flex your schedule, allow you to have the flexibility, and allow you to do things without just worrying about your 9 to 5. There's very few companies that you can walk out the door and not worry about work. And if you're at one of those companies that you understand you're stuck at that job and then after work you're getting called for the job, you know what? Your whole life shouldn't revolve around one job. You have a family life, you have other skills you can learn. So it's not fair to the employee and the employer's taking advantage of it. Now, that's not what everyone would think, but hey, this is my opinion. When I ran my company, I had very high satisfaction. Barely anyone left. I had to get rid of people because of not working more than them not being motivated and happy at work. And also they learn a skill called adaptability and resilience. Because whenever they have their passive income, their side hustle, They have to learn to adapt with the time. They have to learn to be resilient, and it carries over to your company because the skills they're learning is helping you build the company you're trying to build at the same time without having to pay for the classes, without giving them all the training because they're going out and learning it themselves. And they have a competitive edge in the hiring because companies that are open to like to hire people with multiple flexibility and multiple career paths, they get more of a top tier candidate because person who has a good time management skill is very rare, and that will help you in your company and without even understanding. And learning culture at the, for a polyworker is phenomenal. Usually people who have multiple jobs, multiple um, stream of income have a very good learning skill. And a workforce that engages in polyworking can foster a culture of continuous learning and self improvement without you pushing them to learn. It's just a continuous learning. Now, I'm not saying hire someone that for a company and keep them in the same job field. That's kind of counterproductive. I'm saying if someone who works in sales went to become an engineer on a side hustle for development, that's a two different job fields. So that's what I mean by polyworker. I'm not saying work 2, 3 jobs in IT, sit there at one desk and try to run those 3 jobs. I think that's wrong if you're trying to polywork that way because you're using your skills and using the system that a company provided for you for multiple companies. That's not right. Now, and I don't know how you can do it if it's running on one system. So, how to become a polyworker? So, how do you become a polyworker? By be introspective. Evaluate your skills, interests, and passion and identify what you can offer across the multiple roles of your project. So think of what's missing in the industry and what you can provide. Evaluate opportunities. Like the easiest thing to be a poly worker is start a side hustle of selling on eBay, selling on Etsy. Write a book, create your plan and determine what you need to do to pursue your new activities and establish milestones and a schedule. You know, this is very easy to become a poly worker. You know, you can grow your network by going to all these anime events, all these events, talk to them and get product for cheap and resell it on eBay, resell it as a wholesaler and have your own wholesale company. And you can execute this very cheaply. You don't need a lot of money to execute this. Well, those are my opinions and benefits that I think, you know, what polyworkers bring to the workplace. Now, who can really do this in juggling a job? To be honest, almost anyone can do it. The percentage of people who can do it is very high. I mean, 33% of millennials holds down more than 3 or more jobs, compared to 28% of boomers and 23% of Gen X. So you see multiple people having multiple jobs. And it's not only the youngest generation of the workforce that holds more than one job. Did you know that between 3 or more employees, a full 47% holds down 3 or more jobs, according to paychecks, meaning that 93% of Gen Z are holding down multiple gigs. So multiple people are doing it. They're just not talking about. Polyworker is taking a toll on workers, though. What I mean by although it's more financial freedom and chance for multi creativity and outlet, they do get burnout if one of them takes too much time. So you be careful on this. So my biggest advice for anyone who wants to do polywork is take it easy, don't rush it, and enjoy it. Because if you're picking two IT jobs, you will not enjoy it because you're burning yourself out. If you have a side hustle where you become a photographer on the side, and then you're an IT consultant during the day, and then you go to weddings on weekends. Well, that is considered polyworking, polyemployment, and that will last longer than someone that do two IT, three IT jobs. So, thanks for watching, and that's just my opinion about polyworkers and the today's workplace.